What is it about reasoning that is unreasonable? So that in trying to have our beings transformed, the renewing of the mind becomes key. But how do you renew the mind? How does that process of renewing of the mind starts? We have all been taught, and we have all, including myself, also believed in the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, but their positioning has been wrong. What we thought was the subconscious mind, meaning a consciousness that is sub, meaning below, is actually the upper mind.
Wow.
What we thought was under is actually above. Because when the Bible talks about not pulling up imagination, but pulling down imaginations and thoughts that seek to exalt themselves above the knowledge. So there is a knowledge that has to be, there is a standard of knowledge that needs to be maintained as a rule of thumb. It is the knowledge of God. Any thought and any imagination that goes above that requires a pulling not up, but down. Yet our idea of the subconscious mind was sub, under. So what it means is that we have programs, information that has been promoted, which has now been established in what we thought was the subconscious mind. Yet it is an upper conscious mind. And that program oversees our daily activities. It is governing your life from the top, no matter what you know under. Your life is never governed by even what you think is your conscious mind. You can take your conscious mind right now to school, educate your conscious mind. When you come back now as a professor, what will reign over your life is your upper conscious, what we thought was a subconscious.
Yes.
An educated man can be the poorest in the society, yet knowing a lot. What is known is simply known by his conscious state. What governs his life is programs, is information which has now been established in the upper conscious mind. These are strongholds. They hold your life.
Hey.
Your life will be determined by those thoughts elevated above what you think you know. The pulling down of imaginations becomes the actual education.
Wow.
You have to pull down imaginations. Recall that thought that was promoted. And you start to question, is this thing true? If you realize that the thought is unqualified for the position, it has to be demoted.
Yes.
You pull it down. What were you told about money growing up? It's a thought that was promoted, which has now become a stronghold. And no matter how much you get consciously, your upper consciousness will ruin everything.
Hey.
It is the mind that governs your life from the top. Get a moment of meditating, pulling down, recalling every thought. Is this true? Is this true? Is this true? Is this right? Whatever they told you, which has now been established in the upper realm, needs to be verified. When you start that exercise, you are now renewing the mind.
Thank you.
That becomes the renewal of the mind.
Thank you.
So pulling down strongholds, imaginations, it's not pulling up, pulling down. The upper conscious mind reigns over your subconscious, which is your conscious mind. No matter what you know now, your life cannot change until you start to pull down wrong imaginations and thoughts that are not consistent with facts. Pull them down, compare them to current reasoning and facts, and you disqualify them. So you must be flexible enough to surrender what you thought was correct, because it's not giving you results. So you need to quickly sit under somebody who tells you the mindset of God, the reasoning of God.
Yes.
And you must be humble enough to believe, in as much as things are not probably working well for me, it doesn't mean that is the will of God. That could be the will of an imagination that is prevailing over me. The subconscious mind is above. It's the upper conscious mind.